Hey there folks. So, been a while since I did a Dell Inspiron 3670, or basically the Dell Vostro 3670 video. This is a different upgrade, trying a different CPU. So I have installed already the i5-9400F, and pretty simple to install it. I'll spare you guys the detail on that, but you basically got to take the 4 screws off here, take the CPU out, and put the new one in, put thermal paste on it, screw it back in. So I've got a video out there showing you how to replace the CPU. Hopefully I'll put a link down below. Alright, so getting back to what I was doing here. i5-9400F, so I installed it, booted up, and most of the software programs inside of Windows did not recognize the i5 that was in there. I thought that was a little odd. It's the first time that's happened to me. And so I said, you know what, let's do a BIOS update. So another link down below, how to update the BIOS for this thing. So we have a, I think it's either October or November 2019 BIOS. And, they're making these still right now, right? They've got 9th gen versions, so you can buy the i5-9100, i5-9400, probably i5-9700. So I think the main difference is probably the same motherboard, just has an updated BIOS, right? So if you want yours to become a 9th gen Dell Inspiron or Dell Vostro, update the BIOS, and you pretty much got the same thing. All right, so I put the updated the BIOS, and we're going to see if this works. So let's hit the power button. Actually, let me turn the monitor on, because if I don't have the monitor on, we're going to miss out on the excitement of what this thing does. All right, so hitting the power button. And yeah, I kind of thought I was done with making videos. I've been spending a lot of time, if you watch the channel, we have an i9-9900KF in there, making a lot of videos out of that, enjoying that. Tempting to put that in here just to try it, right? But that sucks up a lot more power, and it's really hard to keep cool. So that little dinky fan in there is not going to do it. All right, so boom, it has booted up. I'm going to put my password in. Have the camera look away. And we are in here, folks. So let's see what we get for user benchmark. And I have a video card in here. It's a GTX 950. I also have changed out the power supply. So I've done that in a couple videos. And I don't know that I completely recommend screwing with this computer, because it's proprietary, and you have to buy a bunch of cables to get this thing to work like I have it working, and then it just turns into a big mess, right? Cables everywhere. It's not designed to have all this extra gear in it. So plus there's the dangers, of adding this other power supply that's really not designed for it, right? So they come with 290 watt Dell power supply. There's, I believe, a 365 out there that you can get. And then Asus has a power supply, one of their computers that has a fan that actually blows out the back. So a couple other solutions out there that are probably better for power supplies for this. But yeah, overall, it does allow you to put a decent graphics card in there. And so that part's good. All right, so it looks like it's working. So the fact that in user benchmark you can actually see the graphics test going on means that it is recognizing the pretty much all the important components, which would be the GPU and the CPU and your hard drives. So in this case, I have installed a solid state drive in this computer, and it's definitely way faster. So if you have not upgraded this to solid state, and I'm talking M.2 NVMe, you are missing out. All right, so here we go. Let's see. All right, this is these numbers aren't going to be that accurate. That's a terrible background CPU usage, but you know, it's probably going to be in the 30s for gaming, which overall isn't bad. I'm gonna run it again. Okay, so we ran it again. 2% magically. Actually, I ran this one earlier. I forgot I had it on there. But so this is a good bench, 2%. Gaming score 32%. Desktop 87 and workstation 56. So this computer actually can be used for what I want to. So I'm going to go on the road here shortly. I wanted to take a computer I could bring with me, and it's going to be this one because I can put it in one of my suitcases. It's not ginormous like the Matrix 50 I have here. It will actually fit in the suitcase. So what did I do to get this? Oops. I don't even know what that was. I have 16 gigs of RAM in here, all right? We have, this is a 4K monitor, not that you guys care, but okay, so here's the Intel i5-9400F. So if you were to compare this to the i5-8400, it'd probably be, 3% better, all these scores, single core, so it's a better gaming CPU, and then as far as workstation activities go, it's better. So this one is not actually performing that well. I will tell you, I also put an i3-9350KF in here, and it did terrible, but part of that's because it's a higher wattage, and I don't think the fan was keeping it cool enough, so we didn't keep it in there for long. So there's the graphics card, poor graphics. I wish I still had the GTX GTX 1650 Super to put in here, but we had to let that one go. So, but there you go. Here's a score. This isn't the best Western Digital drive in the world. 154% score. Most of my good stuff's high 200s. So this thing's actually dragging this down. I'll probably do another video on adding a solid state to this computer and what I did, just so you guys can see it. And I think actually I'm going to yank this this hard drive because that's not going to be fun. It's too slow for me. So here's my RAM. People ask all the time, oh, what megahertz does the RAM run at? Well, they send these with 2400 megahertz RAM, and supposedly, you look at the website, it says, oh, you're capable of doing 2666, and so there you go. This one is running at 2666. All right. So if you see this in the future and I send you a link because you asked me that question, I'm going to send you right to this video. There is your proof. This is the Dell Inspiron 3670, and I've got 16 gigs running at 2666 megahertz, and boom, I am top of the class. That's surprising, actually. All right, so that's all we have for this video, folks. i5-9400F works. We have Fortnite on here. Interesting. Everybody always asks me, oh, how does it game? So why not show you? All right. So we're back in, and hopefully I'll remember to edit that out. If I don't, I apologize. Launch fail. So guess what? We're not going to be able to see Fortnite. Dang. You have no friends. Oh, what a surprise. So we we're not going to get to do that. Let's do one more thing though. I'm going to see how well this runs 4K editing. And hopefully once again I'll edit this out. Alright, so I can't remember which hit film this is. I think it's like 7 or 8. So I'm going to run a quick... Man, it might not be that quick. So I have this 4K video clip that I run. It's got particle simulation, so it's got special effects. So it's not an easy tasker for the computer. And we export it as 4K video. And I'll just to let you know, the top score I've ever gotten on this is at 51% with my i9 9900KF with a RX 5700 XT. So the things that really help video editing are basically a CPU and the graphics card. Other things that really help out are a good good hard drive, preferably a solid state, preferably NVMe M.2, preferably Samsung EVO 970 Plus Pro, the Sabrent Rocket Gen 4. All those things, you know, can really help increase your video editing processing time. So, but yeah, a decent computer, which it looks like this is going to roll up with was somewhere in the 1 minute and 36-second time frame. And I actually took this hard drive, or excuse me, the solid state drive from a different computer. So it looks like it actually will beat the scores that it had before. Yep. Boom. So that is actually a really good time. This i5 9400F combined with a pretty weak graphics card and not the best solid state drive put in a good time. So without the graphics card, the processor alone would probably run 230 to 3 minutes. So, all right, folks. Well, there you go. i5 9400F works in the Dell Inspiron 3670.